Hey everybody, how you doing? I hope that your day is going well. I'm about to move. I'm in Publix parking lot. Um, I was doing Uber today. I meant to do another video yesterday to give y'all an update about my car air conditioning stopping. And I told y'all that I was going to take my car to the shop tomorrow. But it was Saturday yesterday, but I was like, yeah, I'm gonna drop my car to the shop on Monday. And I'm just really, I have been really on a journey. I have been really doing a good job of mastering solutions. Like my mindset, like when a problem come, even me doing this video right now, I stopped doing videos from June to like January, and it was because of a few things that was happening in my life, and it made me just not want to do anything. And I was asking myself, like, why do I do that? And I just realized it just feels like that doom is here, that this is the end of whatever happens. I mean, I might stump my toe or something. Sorry for that noise. I might stump my toe or something, and I'm just upset because I stumped my toe, and I feel like I'm doing good. Nothing bad should happen to me, but life happens, right? So when something happens, I immediately tell myself, Sharina, what's the solution? There's a solution for this situation. What is the solution? A lot of things are out of our control, but what's in my control, how can I control it? And it's really my mindset. So I said to myself, sometimes when that happens, the AC come off. If you just drive the car, it'll click on. And I tried that yesterday. And I hate to say try, but I did try. I tried that yesterday before making a decision. Like, you know what? I'm just going to stop. I did it probably like maybe 15-minute intervals to see if it would kick on, and it just never kicked on. So I was like, oh, Lord, what's the lesson? What's the lesson? And as I mentioned before, it's just basically never giving up, right? Never giving up. Have the attitude of gratitude. Lord, thank you for all my ups and downs. This is the reason why it's happening, is to make me stronger. It's part of my journey. It's part of my testimony, and I can share it with someone. So I waited probably about an hour. I think it was probably about an hour or two. And I was like, you know what? I think I was on my way home. I was like, let me try turning the AC on. And I kept it on, but it wasn't working initially, right? And as I was driving, it just started blowing. And I was like, yes, I knew it. I knew the positivity will work. Does positivity, resolve everything? Absolutely not. That would be just like being delusional, right? But it really has helped. I remember I came outside one time getting ready to do Uber. This was before, this is when Uber was my only stream of income. This was probably about 2 months ago. Came outside, and the front of my car, because I have a bad habit, the bumpers, I'm looking at the bumper right now, the bumpers that's in the parking lot, I just have a bad habit of just driving the front of my car over that thing. And I think when I pull, when I reverse, it pulls it. It's been pulling it for years. So it's fine to say I'm done, I'm tired, I'm tapped out. So now I had been dealing with it just dropping. So I had bought a new weather guard, what is it called, like a windshield guard. It was a weather protector that you put underneath your car, and then you use the little clips to put it up, right? Had this gentleman do it, and brand new, and it worked for like a week or two. And now I was dealing with the same thing, and it got worse. So the day that happened, I'm like, Lord, I don't need this to happen. I got bills I gotta pay. I just don't need this to happen. And I was like, you know what? What's the solution, Rena? What can you do? I was like, well, Lord, I don't got the money to get it paid. So the first time that it happened, that was my second time that it had happened. During the time where I just didn't have the money to get my car, take it to a regular shop. So I went to a tire. You know how in certain cities you have the cheap tire places? They just basically, they sometimes they open 24 hours. You can buy used tires, new tire, barely used tires. So, but they don't repair cars. This particular shop didn't. I drive up. The guy can barely speak English. It was a brother. He was like, no, mommy, we don't fix cars. I was like, can y'all use some type of clamp or a tie strip or something? He's like, no. I said, all right. He's like, wait, give me a moment. So he went and he got a metal hanger that had been cut, and he did his little thing up underneath my car, and it held it. So it held it in the middle, but you can see that on the ends, on each end, by each light, you can still see the little gap. And boy, that was driving me crazy, but I was so grateful that it held up, because again, I have been doing Uber with my car as is, cracked from, like I told you, that Mack truck incident. It cracked the little grill on my car. The grill is still cracked in between. At that time, the front of the car, the little piece is kind of hanging, but I was like, I got to do what I got to do. Whoever don't like the aesthetics of the outside of the car, they can cancel the ride, and I never had that problem because I give really great customer service. So when you get in my car, I'm very attentive. I ask you questions. I make you feel seen, heard, and I am very appreciative and grateful that you decided to take Uber and happen to get me as your driver. So I make a customer forget about the outside of my car, forget about the hanging headliner. So thankfully, by the grace of God, I was able to get that taken care of. The very first time that happened, I had just dropped off a customer. This was after the first storm. We dealt with 2 storms in Florida. I'm like I said, I'm in Tampa right now. I'm in Ruskin right now. Dropped off my customer probably about an hour or so ago. But after the storm, it's probably about a week or two. It might have been like 2 weeks, probably 2 or 3 weeks after the storm. There were still some puddles in certain area, and then the puddles, you're not even realizing what's underneath that puddle. So a lot of the puddles was just potholes that had filled up with water. Man, and that's what happened. I had dropped my customer off, and oh my gosh, I went to go forward, and the thing said whoop, like it just dropped, and it took my darn, yeah, it didn't take it, but it made it just hang. And when it hang, it was just dragging on the floor. When I tell you, I was so stressed out during this time frame. I was so stressed out during this time frame, because that wasn't the only thing I was going through. I was going through with Progress Residential. If anybody rent from them, I would say stay clear, stay away. I wouldn't even wish my worst enemy to really rent with those people. But I left their house, a brand new house that I rented. I was the only tenant that lived there. It was a 3-bedroom, two bathroom house, and I left it with freshly painted walls. I had someone come in professionally clean, because they tell you that if you don't really get it done professionally, that's their way of trying to keep your money, like, oh, you didn't have it professionally clean. So I made sure all of those checkpoints was done. So but they held on to my money for over 30 days, and they was making it very, very difficult. My refund was $2,158. So I was looking for my deposit. And so all of this was happening during that time, and I was just like, you can either choose to wake up every day and be pissed, be very upset, be in a funky attitude, stink attitude, or you can say, you know what, this is a part of life. This is what's happening right now, and we're going to make every day the best that we possibly can. Whatever in my control, that's what I'm going to do, and it's my attitude. How do I before I even leave the house, when I wake up, what is my attitude like? So I made that decision. That's how I got through those tough, dark, difficult times. Is I prayed, I read my Bible, I had affirmations, took some deep breaths, watched some positive, YouTube videos and podcasts and reels. When things, pop up on, because sometimes things get out of your algorithm. You have these demonic type of reels and videos that come up about somebody being murdered, or these weird behind videos, and sometimes you just have to stay clear of those, because with me, some of that stuff just stick with me. Like if I see something that's just too traumatic, that'll stick with you. Now you're thrown off of your mission of staying in a positive attitude and taking in positivity. So just control what you can, which we can control how long we stay on the internet. My thing is YouTube, and I'm wondering sometimes if I have an issue with YouTube, because I feel like I have to continue to be on there watching, and I have to do better with that. But I wanted to just come on and just give you an update that things look good today. Okay, so I was able to drive. I drove up until about 8 something last night, and I feel like the reason why this whole AC thing is happening is to let me know that in certain areas it's okay to drive at night, because I just pride myself on I don't drive at night. I just want to be safe, which I am being safe, but I feel that I'm also covered, like, by God, as long as I'm making like wise decisions. Like I wouldn't be in a rural area driving at night. Like that just don't make sense. But last night I drove in the Soho district in downtown Tampa. So South Hyde Park area. If anybody is from Tampa, visited here, you was over in that area, know that's a pretty safe area for the most part. I don't drive during the club hours, or after the club hours. But I think I ended at about 8:15, 8:30, and so that worked out really, really well. And today when I was getting ready to work, I was like, okay, whew, this is resolved, right? The whole AC thing. My AC came on, and guess what? I had my phone in my hand, getting ready to change gears. Or I was holding my phone so I can put it on the stand, like it's on the stand right now. Put it on the mount. And it hit the freaking air condition button on my steering wheel. And I could not get it to come back on for like 2 hours. And I was like, oh, God. I was like, my God, like, what is this? Like, it feels like as soon as there's just a little bit of sunshine, I was just like, okay, God, what is really happening? Then I went to thinking, I promised God I was going to tithe. And I was supposed to do like $220 of tithing. So, in your mind, you go to thinking, like, am I being punished? Because I did $100 of tithing. And $120 of that, I was just like, because I just want to pay off my best friend. I want to pay off people. I'm going to pay off, as far as debt goes. But my main thing was just paying off my friend. My biggest bill, which is like, it was over $3,000, and it's like $3,225, and he let me borrow that, and I was just super, super grateful. And I never told him all the things that I was going through on why I didn't pay him sooner, but I did tell him that at the latest I would pay him would be at the first of the year. And so now that I'm finally getting my footing and checks starting to come in, it's like, let me just get him out the way. So that extra $120, I put it with his payment, because I'm like, Lord, you understand. And so I don't know if that was it, but in my mind I'm thinking, dang, man, if I would have gave, because when I gave the $220, when was my first paycheck, December 20th, I literally that same day was able to get an extra $920 on the loan that I didn't even go to apply for. I was paying on my car loan, and it was like, hey, you can get an extra $900, an extra $1,000. Huh? Well, actually, you get $920. I said, ooh, I know that's because I was tithing. At least that's what I associated with. So this time that my AC is acting up, I'm like, I should have tithed that extra $100. But I felt like I was tithing because as soon as I finished this bill, I only got like $1,600 left. Whew. As soon as I finished that, y'all, I'm like, okay, Lord. Then I start tithing. I just want to get him out the way. Now I got like 2 other people that I gotta pay, and I'll be good to go. They ain't giving me. They like, hey, take your time. We know you good, you know. So that happened today. But again, my attitude was stay positive. I went and got me and McDonald's ain't paying me, but I went and got me a 99-cent, because I'm all about too making sure that if I do buy any snacks or anything, that I use the app that I mentioned to y'all. I use my app. It was 99 cents that you get one time a day with McDonald's. Iced coffee, any size coffee, whether it's iced or hot, and you can get it for 99 cents. So this is the caramel, because I used to get the French vanilla, but this caramel, oh my gosh, because I was so exhausted. Like, I'm working every day and I'm not complaining. I'm so grateful that I actually have the energy to do it. And when I feel like I'm super tired, I just wake up later. Like today, I woke up later. I slept in a little longer because I had to wash a few loads of clothes last night. And so, yeah. And as y'all can see, I got on my mother-daughter healing journey shirt. And yeah, I'm not going to go too much longer on this video, but I love the shirt because this was part of the what you want to call it, part of the podcast that me and my daughter have. And I didn't used to dry the shirt, but now I think I dry it now. Oh shoot, I think I put it in the dryer now, so it don't look as crispy as it used to look. But this make me think about my daughter, but it also make me think about me and my mom's relationship. It makes me also think about me and my father's relationship. And I just used to be so tough with my parents on, just judging them on, they could have done better, and I don't understand, and it shouldn't have been that hard until I became a parent. But when I became a parent, it didn't instantly sink in. No. How it started to sink in with me is when I started being the age of my daughter. When my daughter started being the age of where I was, like her being 18, 16, 19, 20, 21, I'm like, ooh, I was able to start seeing my parents in a different light. And so it made me say, girl, your stuff, you ain't all perfect, And so it just made me give such a appreciation for my parents. I didn't get a chance to sit down and talk to them about, what happened to you, where do you feel like you needed more help at doing your upbringing? What was the thing that you didn't get to where? Is this blurry, guys? I don't know. Like, what is it that they needed in order to be the best version of themselves? And so I didn't get to really ask them those questions. My mom, she did get her life together before she passed away. But I was still harboring so much resentment towards her. I was there to take care of her the best way that I possibly could when she became sick for the last 4 years of her life. I'm her only child, so I had to take her to her doctor's appointments and make medical decisions for her, making sure she was okay. Thankfully, she had at the time, a boyfriend who actually helped a lot when it came to the aftercare of being in the hospital. I was there doing the care of the hospital, making sure that the nurses who was mistreating my mom, I ain't gonna act the fool in the hospital. Oh, but I'm going above your head to say, hey, I need you removed from my mama room. Don't play with me. So yeah, I had to do that with a couple of nurses. Like, why are you even doing this field if you're not compassionate? Come on now, no empathy or sympathy towards a person. Come on. So anywho, this shirt just makes me just feel like it's a big old hug to my parents. It's a big old hug to how far me and my daughter has come with our relationship, our journey. And I just pray that other parents have the opportunity to do that with their parents. I understand that some parents is difficult. The best you can do is just like not be around them. Also with some of your kids can hold that over your head for the rest of your life, and they want you to just stay stuck in, I'm sorry for what I did. It's like, you apologize, you show the work, you do the work of, hey, let's work on this and become better. But you don't stay stuck there. You got to move forward. You know what I'm saying? You got to move forward. So I hope y'all are having an amazing day, and just wanted to get on here again. This is just, I don't know where this stuff, you know, where these videos are going to lead to, but I'm not going to stop. I don't care if I get 0 views, but I'm going to continue to do it because it does help me to communicate better. It helps me with my healing journey. It's therapeutic to me too, and to get out things that I might be going through, and then just life experiences, and hoping that I can help someone else in some type of way. It feels like when I go to the internet and listen to Tony Gaskins, and when I listen to, you know, Eric Thomas, when I listen to Think and Grow Rich, when I listen to, you know, those Zig Ziglar, and I need a boost of energy, or just feel like a virtual hug, I pray and hope that when you listen to me, when you see my videos, even if you don't watch it all the way through, that you get that from my video. Like, you feel my energy from the video. It's genuine. It's just me being myself. I'm hey, and you might be like, what the heck is she saying? Because, you know, I don't speak proper English. I speak my language, and it's not that it's bad. It's just how I speak. So it's been a pleasure. Y'all have a great evening and be blessed.